Hi, I'm Leroy Morris, and you're watching Cheeseworks Videos. And tonight we're up at I-35 Speedway in Winston, Missouri for early tractor night at the races, and they're finished packing the track in now. We'll have the weekly racing series plus MLS, Midwest Lightning Sprints, and MOVR, Midwest Outlaw Vintage Racers. And drivers meeting happen here in about 5 minutes, and we'll get to racing.
As we're green flag racing E-modified style off of turn number 4, the 14 of Gary Ainsworth. He gets a good start. He leads into turn number 1.
Gary Don Ainsworth leading out of turn number 1, but look at the car coming on the inside. It's going to be Josh Atkins. Atkins looking the inside, but now Gary Don is able to pull away a little bit. Here comes Atkins back on the inside, looking for the second position, looking for the lead as they come out of turn number 4.
Lap 1 goes to Gary Ainsworth as the 8S of Caleb Pugh. He's your big mover early. He started 6th. He's going to slide into that 3rd position. A little bit of a slide job on the 1L of Bobby Lopez. So your leader's the 14 of Gary Ainsworth. Second's the 91J of Josh Atkins. 3rd is the 8S of Caleb Pugh as Pugh goes around in turn number 4. And we've got big contact now between the 00 of Ensley and the 15 of Cody Parrott. And the yellow flag is back out at I-35 Speedway.
So lap number 9 here tonight. Gary Don Ainsworth up front, however, and he's going to lead him coming out of turn number 4.
14 of Gary Ainsworth with a big restart. He's already got a couple car lengths on your second row. The 1L of Bobby Lopez, he uses the outside. He now moves into second. The 8S of Caleb Pugh will try to follow as the 91 of Atkins continues to be stuck on the low side of the racetrack. The high line is where the fast line is. The 8S of Pugh, he works to the outside. Give him 3rd as he now tries to go after the 1L of Bobby Lopez.
Pugh goes on the inside of Bobby Lopez. Lopez tries to motor through it, and he comes out of turn number 2, still hanging on to the second position. It's Gary Don Ainsworth. Here comes Pugh on the inside of Lopez. They're side by side through 3, coming out of turn number 4, and down the front stretch, it's Pugh and Lopez side by side for second.
The 8S of Pugh is going to try to slide up in front of the 1L of Lopez. He will give the 8S of Caleb Pugh that second position. He's got a fast race car. He's going to go right back to the top side of the speedway and try to chase. The 1L of Bobby Lopez gets a big push almost into the side of the 8S of Pugh. Able to keep both those cars straight, and now the 8S can set his sights on the 14 of Gary Ainsworth.
Atkins now moves up inside of Bobby Lopez for second. Again, that battle continuing to move on out down the backstretch and now into turn number 3 as Lopez tries to hang on to 3rd spot. And here comes Atkins battling for that 3rd position as they come out of 4 side by side. Lopez is able to hang on for 3rd. Gary Don Ainsworth showing the way up front as 2 cars getting collected. Parrott down the front stretch spins and faces the opposite direction.
That is a yellow for the 15 of Cody Parrott. Also involves the 7D of Tristan Dotson. And that straight away, the yellow lights will come back on as looks like they're
on the inside. Atkins just behind him as they get the green flag, and we're back underway with the E-mods at I-35 Speedway.
A good start from the 14 of Gary Ainsworth, the 8S of Pugh, about a car length back. He's going to drive to the inside of the 14 of Ainsworth. Ainsworth has a little bit of a push as they are side by side out of the down the back straightaway. The 8 of Pugh, he drives it deep in the turn number 3. The 14 of Ainsworth on the top side. The 8S of Pugh, he's on the bottom. Pugh slides up the racetrack. Those two make contact as the 14 of Ainsworth almost goes into the wall, but your new leaders, the 8S of Caleb Pugh.
Ainsworth really had to collect that car and slow it up. Now Atkins looking at the lead as they come out of turn number 2. But it's going to be Pugh showing the way as now Ainsworth now in the 4th position. And they come out of turn number 4 with the lead. It's Pugh showing the way with Atkins 2nd and Lopez 3rd with Gary Don Ainsworth in the 4th spot.
91J of Josh Atkins. He's found a little bit more speed in that race car. He's just a couple car lengths back from the 8S of Caleb Pugh. Pugh works the top side of the speedway, the 91J of Atkins low. Pugh diamonds the racetrack down as he has just a few laps remaining. 3 to go that time by for the 8S of Caleb Pugh.
Ainsworth looks to the inside of Lopez for spot number 3. Lopez still able to motor out of it. He'll continue in the 3rd position. It's Pugh continuing to show the way with Atkins looking down on the inside. He gets a little loose, but still able to motor through it. Coming out of turn number 4, it's Pugh showing the way with Atkins in a side-by-side battle for 3rd between Lopez and Ainsworth.
The 8S of Caleb Pugh just has a lap and a half to go, and he's starting to get a sizable gap on the 91J of Josh Atkins. He works through turn 3, is off of turn number 4. The white flag is out for the 8S of Caleb Pugh.
Pugh gets the white flag. One more time by for Caleb Pugh. Atkins right there is now Ainsworth. Looks like he's taken over the 3rd spot. Bobby Lopez trying to battle back on the outside to keep spot number 3. They're side by side down the backstretch for the 3rd spot. But the leader, Pugh, coming through turn 3. Now turn number 4. Lopez goes a little high. Here comes Ainsworth, but it's going to be Pugh who gets the win. Followed by Atkins, and it's going to be Lopez and Ainsworth 1, 2, 3, 4 at the line. Cody Perry come out of 3 out of 4, and the green flag is out. The race is on.
The 0 of Chase Galvin gets a good start. He will lead it at turn number 1, followed by the 15X of Corey Myers, the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. He's going to look to the outside of the 52M of Dustin Miller. He will make that move. He'll use the high side slot, the 57 of Ainsworth into third.
Huge pack of cars. Randy Ainsworth trying to nose his way into the second spot. He's not able to do so. And at the line, it's going to be Galvin that comes by with the lead. The 15 car just behind him, but a side-by-side with Ainsworth looking for that third position, now trying to move up into spot number 3 out of turn 2.
3 wide further back in the pack did not work as the 83 of Coleman Browning and the 07 of Daniel Harris made contact as a 0 of Chase Galvin. His car is working early. Is now the 94 of Jared Hilliard has gone around over in turn number 3. See if he gets that car refired as the yellow will come out.
So Hilliard
flag is out. We're back to racing at I-35 Speedway. He gets a good start. The 15X of Corey Myers. He tries to clear the 52. The 52 of Dustin Miller all over his back bumper. The 15 of Myers hangs onto it. Is now the 57 of Ainsworth. He looks to make a move on the 52 of Dustin Miller.
Randy Ainsworth looking on the inside of Miller for the lead. Galvin still with it. Now Ainsworth sets his sails on the second position, able to slide up into spot number 3. He's got Dustin Miller right on his back end, but it's Galvin showing the way with Myers in the third spot. Now Ainsworth got his hands full on the inside with Dustin Myers that come through the corner.
As all of this goes on behind him, the 0 of Chase Galvin says, thank you, I'm just going to run away with the lead. He has a big lead over the 15X of Corey Myers, but the battles for third is now the 15 of Ed Knoll. He looks to the inside of the 57 of Ainsworth, unable to make that move happen as here comes the 07 of Daniel Harris. He's to Knowles outside into turn number 3.
Miller in the third spot, Ainsworth right behind him. Here comes Harris in the 07, last week's winner, but it's Galvin showing the way. Got some pretty good distance between he and Meyer. Here comes Ed Knoll in the 15 coming the inside, moving into spot number 4. And the yellow flag comes out for a spin in turn number 4.
That is the 124 of Anthony Hill around in turn number 3.
As it come out of 4, green flag is out and the race is on.
A good start from the 0 of Chase Galvin as he works down the front straightaway into turn number 1. He's got the lead, the 52M of Miller. He tries to block the 15X of Myers. They're still side by side, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's going to try to make it 3 wide, the 52M of Miller. He moves into second, the 15 of Ed Knoll. Move him into third, a rough start for the 15X of Myers as he almost slides back to that 5th position as your leader, still the 0 of Chase Galvin.
Dustin Miller in that second spot, and here's the 15 of Ed Knoll moving up. Myers relegated back to 4th. And here comes Harris in the 07 in the 4th position. He's racing on the inside of Myers. He'll take over the 4th spot. No, they're side by side, and here comes Ainsworth up as he gets a little bit loose.
As problems for the 15X of Corey Myers. He pulls that car off of turn number 4 and stops. So a sudden issue for the 15X of Corey Myers.
Very slow. Now again, they're still slow coming out of turn number 4, and they're not going to give him. As Dustin Miller in the second spot sets his sails on the leader. Green flag is out and the race is underway.
A good start from the 0 of Chase Galvin. He gets a couple car lengths into turn number 1. He's going to run the inside lane to try to block off any challengers. A big run from the 52 of Miller through the center. He pushes up. That opens the door for the 15 of Ed Knoll. Ed Knoll looks to the inside of the 52 of Miller into turn number 3.
Miller looks to the inside, side-by-side racing. He's going to throw it to the inside. He's got side-by-side with Miller as they come down the front stretch at the start-finish line. Galvin still showing the way. Ed Knoll trying to nose his way into the spot, into second position as they come out of turn number 2, and he's able to do so. Now look at Harris moving up into the 4th position in the 07 outside of Randy Ainsworth as that battle shapes up. Galvin continues to lead at the start-finish line.
9 laps in, 6 to go for the 0 of Chase Galvin. Does the 15 of Ed Knoll have enough time to chase him down? The 07 of Daniel Harris, the only one working the top side of the racetrack. He might have the fastest car on the racetrack, but will he have enough time as well? He's going to look to the outside of the 52M of Dustin Miller off of turn number 4.
Harris definitely one of the fastest cars on the track right now in the 4th spot. Galvin in the lead. Nolan not able to make up the distance. Goes a little bit lower this time. Again, Harris looking on the outside. Sets his sails on the 52 of Dustin Miller. He's to the outside. He's looking to the outside of Miller as they come out of 3. As they come out of 4, it's side by side for the 3rd spot.
The 0 of Chase Galvin continues to put in consistent laps. The 15 of Ed Knoll, he's trying a couple different lines, trying to find some speed out of that race car to chase down the 0 of Galvin. Knoll runs second, the 52 of Miller. He continues to hold off the 07 of Harris as the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. He rounds out the top 5 as the 83 of Coleman Browning. He is going to pull that car off the speedway. That ends his feature.
Side by side for the third spot. Harris is going to motor his way this time inside, and Dustin Miller for 3. Moves into position number 3 and now looks to Ed Knoll as the laps continue to tick down. Miller looks back in the inside, but Harris is going to shut the door. He'll take over the third spot. The laps remaining are ticking away as Galvin continues to lead with Ed Knoll in the second spot, Harris in third, and now here comes Dustin Miller battling back for that spot.
Ed Knoll has closed that gap up a couple car lengths. Unfortunately for him, he's not closing it up fast enough as the white flag is out for the 0 of Chase Galvin. He works into turn number 1 for the final time, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He works to the top side of the speedway. He tries the dime in the corner as there's a mess of a race back for 5th, but off of turn into turn number 3 for the final time. Off of turn number 4, your USRAB modified feature winner will be the 0 of Chase Galvin. Second will go to the 15 of Ed Knoll. Third will be the 07 of Daniel Harris. Fourth will be the 52M of Dustin Miller. And then rounding out the top 5 is the 2 of Jason Billups.
Jason Galvin, our 5th feature winner for the USRAB mods here at I-35 in the 2018 racing season. So a big win for Chase Galvin in the 0 car. How about a big...
As we roll into turn number 4, they're going to get to the gas pedal. We're stock car racing at I-35 Speedway. It's the 2N of Nunikoven. He will take the advantage and the lead into turn number 1.
Nunikoven shows the lead as he comes out of turn number 1. Dixon on the high side trying to get that pass, but it's Nunikoven as he comes down the backstretch and into 3, showing the way with Dixon in the third spot as they come out of turn number 4.
As the 3K of Garrett Alexander around in the middle of 3 and 4, he keeps that car going. We're going to stay green flag racing as the S20 of Stiegel and the 88 of Dixon battle for second. The 2N of Nunikoven, he gets about 3 car lengths down the back straightaway.
Stiegel and Dixon putting on a good battle for the second spot. Nunikoven driving away in the first. Now he's going to get loose coming out of 4. Our leader, loose, coming to the inside. Agriculture Racing as he's able to keep it going straight, but it's going to be Nunikoven who takes the lead. Dixon now a close battle for the lead as they come out of turn number 2.
The S20 of Gene Stiegel. He's using the top side of the racetrack. That's where the 88 of Jeff Dixon likes to run. This time the S20 of Stiegel. He gets a little bit loose in turn number 3. He hangs on to it. He gets a good run off of 4. He opens up his lead into turn number 1.
Stiegel continues to show the way. Had a tough time on the corner, the apex of that corner last time in 3 and 4 as Dixon had to whoa up a little bit, lost some of that momentum. Now Dixon able to close up a little bit on that lead as Stiegel comes out of turn number 4. Dixon right there with them on his bumper as they come by to complete the next lap.
The S20 of Stiegel roasting tires off of turn number 4 is now the run. Off of turn 2 is for the 88 of Jeff Dixon. He's at the inside of the 20 of Stiegel. Stiegel running the top side of the racetrack. The 88 of Dixon on the bottom. They're side by side off of turn number 4. The S20 of Stiegel tries to get a run. It's too close to call at the line. They're still door to door into turn number 1.
Dixon takes the low side. Stiegel takes the high side. He's got some speed up there, but Dixon motors out and takes the lead coming out of turn number 2. Stiegel closes up right on his bumper, and here comes Nunikoven right back for the spot as they come by side for the lead as they come to the line. It's Dixon by nose. Stiegel right there with Nunikoven in third.
Throw a blanket over your top 3 is now the 2N of Nunikoven. Looks to the inside of the S20 of Stiegel. He's going to try to take that second position. He's now going to look to the inside of the 88 of Dixon. It's Nunikoven on the inside, the 88 of Dixon on the top side, the S20 of Stiegel lying in wait. It's still the 88 of Dixon leading. 7 laps in, 5 to go.
Dixon still trying to keep that lead. Goes the high side. Nunikoven on the inside. Here he comes looking side by side to the lead out of turn 2. Dixon able to shut the door, but Nunikoven looking to the inside again and likes that line down by the apron. Here's Dixon on the outside, side by side out of turn number 4 for the lead.
The 88 of Jeff Dixon, he's going to try to go to the low side this time. He's seen the nose from that 2N of Nunikoven as he gets a good run off of turn number 2, while the 3K of Garrett Alexander calls it a race, takes that car off of turn number 3 as we're still battling up front for the lead. Just 3 laps to go this time by.
9 laps complete. Dixon showing the way. Nunikoven likes that inside apron, likes to battle it right down in there, gets door to door with Dixon, not able to make the pass, couldn't get the momentum coming off the corner. Dixon continues to show the way, working that high side. Nunikoven this time working the high lane as well in the cushion as they come out of turn number 4. Next time by, it's 2 laps to go.
The 88 of Jeff Dixon, the 2N of Donovan Nunikoven. Nunikoven now gets a run off of turn number 2. He's to the inside. They're door to door down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The 88 of Dixon, he's going to go to the top side. The 2N of Nunikoven, he's on the bottom. The white flag is out this time by. We're still door to door, but your new leaders, the 2N of Donovan Nunikoven.
Enokovic showing the way. Dixon looks to the inside, nearly sideways as he comes through 1 and 2. Looking down on the inside, trying to get the lead. Enokovic now with a 2-car advantage, 2 lengths. Dixon tries to show it up a little bit, goes to the outside. Enokovic to the outside. Here comes Dixon to the inside. It's going to be Enokovic who gets the win, followed by Dixon. And Stiegel in the 3rd position. Wow, what a big win for Enokovic, who gets the win on Dixon for the 2nd spot, and Stiegel in the 3rd spot. So big win.
9 of Elliott rolls into turn number 3. He gets to the gas, and we're green flag racing. The USRA modified feature is underway.
Elliott goes side by side with Dotson as they go into turn number 1. The field side by side throughout. Guys battling side by side, 3 wide through turn number 2. Billy able to get the lead. It's Dotson up front, and here comes Elliott on the inside, but it's Dotson who's going to have the lead coming out of turn number 1. They're side by side for first.
The 85D of Dotson leads lap number 1 as the 29 of Elliott slots into 2nd, the 11 of Darren Shaw 3rd, the 99J of Billy Hoover 4th. The battles for 5th as we've got a car issues over in turn number 2.
And it looks like maybe Houston Johnson had some sheet metal that came off and is laying on the backstretch wall. There's some contact between several cars there, and it looks like
97 went off.
Turn number 4 and the green flag. They hit the gas and the green flag is out. The race is back underway.
A better start this time and a good one from the 85D of Mark Dotson. He leads into turn number 1, the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He slots into 2nd. The 11 of Shaw, he tries to hold off a hard charging field for 3rd. Here comes the 7 of Shane Bailey. He gets a good restart. He looks for 4th into turn number 3.
Bailey, who was very quick earlier in the 7 car, coming quickly up into the 3rd or 4th spot. Again, the battle up front is going to be Dotson, followed by Elliott in position number 2, and Shaw in the 3rd spot as they come out of turn number 2.
The 7 of Shane Bailey continues to work to the outside of the 99J of Hoover. Lying in wait is the 78 of Derek Hicks as your leader. Still the 85D of Mark Dotson, followed by the 29 of Dennis Elliott and the 11 of Darren Shaw.
Dotson continues to show the way on lap number 2. Here comes the 7, again, of Bailey looking for that 4th spot, looking for 3rd. He's got Shaw in front of him, but a couple of car links up there before he gets to him. Looks a little bit low, coming out high, out of turn number 4. A car loose coming through the corner. No caution flag as they come down into turn number 1 and into turn number 2. Dotson showing the way. Elliott looking very racy just behind him in the 2nd spot.
The 97X of Jerry Flanders pulls that car to the infield. He will call it a night as the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He looks like he's better in 1 and 2. The 85D of Dotson, he looks like he's better in 3 and 4 as the 8C of Chris Clark is around in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and that brings out the yellow flag here at I-35 Speedway with 15 laps to go.
Okay, got 85.
So again, that lead that Dotson had is going to go to naught, and we saw the 7 car.
A little bit antsy. Dotson gets back to the gas. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway.
Green flag comes back out. Dotson in the lead. Elliott looking to the inside. They're side by side for the lead. Elliott looking to the inside as they come. Shaw right there. Bailey right there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the line. Here comes Elliott looking on the inside. Shaw to the outside. Dotson looking to the outside of turn number 4. He'll continue to lead as we come by to complete lap number 6.
Behind the top 3, the 7 of Shane Bailey runs 4th. At the 78 of Derek Hicks, he's worked his way to the top 5. But the 29 of Dennis Elliott, he gets a good run off of turn number 2. He's going to look to the inside of Dotson. He's going to get to the inside of Dotson into 3. He works through turn number 4. Off of turn number 4, your new leaders, the 29 of Dennis Elliott.
Side by side battle. Elliott able to do that. Here comes Dotson back on the outside, trying to recapture that 1st spot. And Elliott's able to shut the door on Dotson. Now Dotson looking to the outside again, trying to regain that top position as they come out of turn number 4. But Elliott's going to show the way at the start-finish line. It's going to be Elliott and Dotson, and it's going to be Shaw in the 3rd spot. 1, 2, 3 as the caution flag comes back out.
As the caution is for a good old orange cone that has been knocked out onto the speedway over there in turn number 4. We don't want any cars hitting that at the speeds these guys are running, so a yellow flag out for an orange cone. 29 of Dennis Elliott likes to start over there in turn number 3. That's what he will do. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway.
Elliott shows the way coming out of turn number 4 with the lead as the green flag comes back on here at the track. Coming out of turn number 2, Dodson right there, side by side, Bailey and Shaw as they came out of turn number 2, and Shaw's able to get that lead as they came down the backstretch and into turn 3. Dodson going a little bit higher this time, looking for the higher line, looking the cushion, and we have a spin in turn number 4.
As the 67 of Isaac Dodson, he just rolled into the top 5. Just as he gets there, he spins that car around.
Derek Hicks, who's looking very fast as well. Green flag comes out, and we're back underway.
29 of Dennis Elliott gets another good restart. He's got several car lengths on the 85D of Dodson into turn number 1. Everyone else is going to stay single file until we get to the corner. We're going to choose some different lanes as your top 5 remains the same off of turn number 2.
Bailey looking very fast. Here comes Hicks back. They're looking side by side for that 5th spot. Up front, though, it's going to be Elliott who continues to lead. He's got Dodson right behind him, Shaw, and the 7 of Bailey as they come through turn number 1 and then to turn number 2.
We are 10 laps in, 10 to go here in the USRA Modified feature. The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he's working the low side of the speedway. The 85 of Dodson, he's working the cushion up at the top side of the speedway. As the yellow comes out on the speedway again, must be another debris caution. I'm going to guess it's coming from the 97 of Houston Johnson. As a whole bunch of body panels are falling off that race car.
So again, our Frenchman Jacques Debris comes out on the track as the 97 car, as Jacob talked about. Houston Johnson, who shed some sheet metal again here on the speedway, brings out the caution flag at lap number 10, or halfway point in the USRA Modified. So turn number 3 does so. Dodson right there with them. They hit the gas. The green flag is out, and we're back underway. Elliott continues to lead. He's got some pressure from Shaw. Looking on the inside for Dodson for 2nd spot as the caution comes back out.
As we have a problem off on the restart, as it looks as the 8C of Chris Clark was involved, the 2H of John Hansen involved, the 67 of Isaac Dodson. This time much faster from the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He's going to start him all the way on the back straightaway this time. Everyone else was ready for it, but again, a good start from the 29 of Dennis Elliott, the 85D of Dodson 2nd, the 11 of Darren Shaw 3rd.
Dennis Elliott continues to show the way. Here comes Bailey on the inside of Shaw, but Shaw is going to shut the door here and continue on in the 3rd spot. It's Elliott still showing the way as Dodson showing the outside line, trying to use the high lane coming out of turn number 4. Elliott completes lap number 11 in this 20-lap feature event with Dodson and Shaw 1, 2, 3.
The 11 of Dennis Elliott, 11 laps in, 9 to go. He likes the low side of the racetrack. He said that before in his winter interviews. That's where he is on the racetrack. That's what he likes. The 85D of Mark Dodson, that top line, it might be coming in just a little bit. He might have found a little bit of speed up there as the gap is closed just slightly off of turn number 2.
Dodson looking very fast on the outside. Elliott very fast as well on the inside lane down by the apron. Those two using two distinct lines as they come out of turn number 4. Dodson closes up the gap a little bit. He's right on the back of Shaw as they complete lap number 13.
The 85D of Dodson, he's found the top side of the racetrack. The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he's going to have to go up there if he wants to stop the momentum from Dodson. Dodson on the top side, the 29 of Elliott on the bottom. They're off of turn number 4, but this time by, it's the 85D of Dodson. He takes the lead into turn number 1.
Elliott slides down the inside, trying to keep that spot. They're side by side for the lead through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, it's going to be Dodson that pulls to the lead. Elliott looks back to the inside, trying to get down to the apron to keep that spot, to battle back. Dodson to the outside. Here's Elliott to the inside. It's going to be Dodson at the line as they complete lap number 15.
The high side momentum right now is working for the 85D of Mark Dodson. The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he's just a couple car lengths back. Still, it looks like the difference is off of turn number 4. The bottom of the racetrack just too slick as the 85D of Mark Dodson. Again, his momentum takes him into the lead into turn number 1.
4 to go for our leader, Dodson. Here comes Elliott back on the inside. Again, gets a little bit of advantage coming out, but Dodson shuts the door down the middle of the backstretch. Here comes Elliott again back on the inside. Dodson to the outside using the cushion. Here comes Elliott on the inside. They're side by side at the lane, and then Dodson shuts the door. Caution flag comes back out.
What a battle we've got up front. I don't know if I wanted to see that yellow, but we had the 2H of John Hansen off the speedway over there in turns 1 and 2. While that was going on up front, out of the corner of my eye, the 7 of Shane, 5D of Dodson, the lights are out. We're going to have 3 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing. Dodson's going to take a play out of Dennis Elliott's playbook. He's going to start the field off of turn number 3. Elliott was ready for that start. They battle into turn number 1, the 85D of Dotson. He tries to take the low line away, the 29 of Elliott. He's going to try to get a run. It's about a half car length down into turn number 3.
Dotson continued to lead. Again, it's going to be Elliott coming down to the inside using the apron, trying to get the advantage coming out of the shorter distance. But the speed at the top with Dotson's going to maintain his lead at the front. Those two battling again as they come through 1 and 2. And now Shaw using the high side in the 3rd position. But up front, it's Dotson showing the way with Elliott right behind him on the inside, and here comes Shaw battling back for the 2nd spot.
The 85D of Mark Dotson, he just gets too much speed off the high side of turn number 4. He tries to take the inside line away from the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Is the 11 of Darren Shaw running 3rd. He's over the berm. He's going to lose a whole bunch of positions as the 29 of Dennis Elliott drives it deep into turn number 3 for the final time. They're side by side off of turn number 4, but the high side prevails, and your feature winner in the USRA modifies the 85D of Mark Dotson. 2nd goes to the 29 of Dennis Elliott. 3rd will be the 7 of Shane Bailey. 4th, the 78 of Derek Hicks. And rounding out the top 5 was the $17 of Shane Lawson. Lead early. You started working the high side of the racetrack. You worked that in and were able to get around him late in the race.
Well, Dennis has got to give him credit. He had a really good car the night, and I just really wanted to win that race, so I had to really get on the wheel to do it. He had a really good car on the bottom. I was too free on the bottom, and I had to get up to the top and lean on something to get a hold of it, and just had to get on the wheel and drive it.
Man, anyone you'd like to thank that?
All my pit crew, James Brownlee, Brian Ross, my grandkids, my wife, the good Lord, and all the fans coming out to race. You know, I mean, it's like to see everybody out here, and competitors we race with. You know, it's fun to race with guys that race hard like that.
Well, congratulations. Your USRA feature winner tonight, the 85D of Mark.